Are we gonna do a thing, Kitty? Is this a thing that we're gonna... Okay. We're doing a thing with a kitty. Hello, I'm EG. This is a Wednesday Reads book review video, and this kitty is very cute. She's also wanting a bit of a snuggle, so I will try to keep to the point and make it quick-ish. Hi, you're so cute. Anyways, this is a Wednesday Reads book review video. This week I read a book called Nightblade by Ryan Kirk. This is quite good. This book is it's a fantasy. I would say it's perhaps on the scale of epic. Ow, thank you, helpful, but not quite that high. I would say. So this book follows a character called Rue. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Much of the culture in this book is based off of Japanese culture, and I don't speak Japanese. So anyways, this book follows the chronicles of a character called Rue. It starts out when he was 5 years old, and tragedy strikes, and Rue finds himself in the care of a forgotten warrior called a Nightblade named Shigeru. And Shigeru then teaches Rue all of the techniques and the mindset and the abilities of a Nightblade, because Rue also possesses this ability called the Sense. And this book then chronicles the adventures of Rue as he grows and learns and comes to terms with the fact that he is someone who has become sort of forgotten, and the history that is remembered is painful for people. They revile him or his kind, and it's very interesting. There are a lot of components that go into making up this story, and I like it. So Rue is trying to find his way on a path that has been forgotten in a time that no longer is welcoming to the ideas of, say, honor and living by the sword. So he goes and learns from Shigeru, and this book explores that concept and what it means to have that ability and that sense in this world. There are other characters whose growth and experience and adventures are chronicled in this book, one of whom is Takako, who was sort of sold into prostitution as a child because her family was severely in debt or needed the money, and then there's also Mariko, who had the same sort of sense abilities as Rue, but was instead taken into the monasteries where people with the sense were sort of trained in a way that was alternate to the Nightblades. And so she then learns her abilities from a man called Orochi, and all of these stories are then woven together to create this it's kind of like a tapestry depicting one of the great historical epics, and it's a fascinating story. I think this is definitely one I would recommend. I liked it a lot. There is a good deal that is going on. My synopsis here was pretty bad compared to the actual events of the story. I would say that it is definitely something. If you have seen the movie The Last Samurai, or if you have seen I would say it's kind of a combination of that and one of the Marvel comics, not the movies, but something sort of like where it's taking people and it's lifting them up and making them to be more than they are. So that is definitely that story, and I think it's really good. As far as the language goes, I would say that this story impressively manages to write in a style that is both the formal register that you often see in historical pieces, but also make sure that you are not lost at all. It's very clear and yet does not doubt the intelligence of the reader, which is frankly nice. So my favorite part is probably, honestly, I'm gonna say the epilogue. Go, Rue. I mean, again, I can't say anything because of spoilers, but yeah, I mean, that it sums up the book so wonderfully, and it leads to what's going to happen in book 2, which I haven't read yet, and I really need to, but oh my goodness, it's exciting. Yeah, I like it. And the only critique I do have is that the time frame is a little bit wonky. This book kind of jumps between characters every couple to 3 chapters or so, and it talks about how they grow, but the time doesn't seem to jump equally for each character, so it's a little bit confusing because I'm not entirely sure whether the characters have aged the same way or who is older or who is younger, and it makes it a little bit confusing to follow, but only if you care about the relative age of the characters, which I sort of do. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much because the events that happen make sense on the time scale because the characters all end up coming together at that point. And you see their relationship and their growth together when it's necessary. So that's pretty much my only critique, but otherwise I would say this is a really good book. I would say that the writing style is very fluid, it is very well woven together, the characters are lovely, and even the villains are, well, okay, except for the one guy who, I shall say deserves what he got. But I mean, they're just like, wow, cool, yeah, anyways, words are a thing. So yeah, the characters, I liked the characters, I liked the story, I think it's a fascinating read. I think it's definitely up there on the list of books that I have read this year. I would say it's probably on the list of best books I've read this year. So yeah, definitely go check it out. As usual, all of the links are in the description box below. You can find all of the information there. Go check out Ryan Kirk. He's pretty fun to talk with. I did an interview with him not too long ago. It was great fun. I learned a whole lot, and now I understand more about what he was talking about with the whole Nightblade thing. So go check that out. Otherwise, have a great day. I need to go tend to the cat, who is just kind of glaring at me right now. I'm not paying her enough attention. So I will leave you with that, and I will see you next time. Bye!